So we're live, girls. Live and live, and it's good to have the three of you. So before we go ahead with our conversation, I'm just going to do a little bit. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to this afternoon. My name is Susanna Olatuji Komolafe, and I'm the initiator of the Women's Summit. So we're just having a conversation with our women here. And we have an annual event that we celebrate women from the African Caribbean Migrants community. And every September, we have our Women's Summit, which brings us together to celebrate each other's businesses, network, community development, professions. So we have women in different fields, in different professionals. We come together to celebrate ourselves. We come together to celebrate our roles in the community, our role in our homes. We come together to celebrate our businesses, our initiatives, and our talent and skills within the women within this community. So today again, we're just coming together to have a conversation and to hopefully that this relaxed conversation will reach out to other women out there. So I have two guests with me. Each of them will introduce themselves and tell you about who they are and what role they play in the community in terms of community development and in terms of business networking. So meet the women. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
We're fine.
So good to have you. I think I'm going to go first with our businesswoman here today. Is it Dulce? Did I pronounce that well? Dulce.
Dulce.
Dulce. So you go ahead and tell everyone about you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dulce Tagacano, and I'm actually the CEO of a company called Exquisite Eagle Limited. We are an authorized dealership here in Belfast, in Northern Ireland, and we distribute the product called Salad Master. So, Salad Master is a health and nutrition company, and we've been in the business for 76 years. So, we've started in 1946, and we are not just getting bigger, we're also getting better and stronger. And I suppose my role is the fact that I used to be a director of nursing in one of the biggest private homes in Dublin, and I have moved from employment to become a business owner myself. So that's just a little bit about myself.
Thank you. I'm sure you're going to tell us more about making that kind of a big move, because imagine being a director of a whole nursing home, having that kind of a steady income coming into your purse, and to now take on the role of being a businesswoman, having to get your business to flourish and bring in a steady income as well. So you will have to tell us, how bold you are to have to do that and take that kind of a shift. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
I'm going to go to Faith, all the way from Kenya.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Faith Nashipai. I am a counseling psychologist. I am the CEO of Thriving Families Kenya. And I'm also a founder of Thriving Communities Africa, which is an NGO, an offshoot of the consultancy Thriving Families Kenya. And what we do is that we offer mental health services. And we also engage men and boys at community level so that we can have better men at the end of the day, and we can also have men understanding themselves. We feel that we need every man to feel that he's important in the society and in the development of our nation. And therefore, for us, we say that every man is important. Every man and every boy is important in thriving communities Africa. I'm glad to be here. My background is in programs. I worked with IntraHealth International for quite a while, about 7 years before I moved to establish Thriving Families Kenya. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. So today we have women from different backgrounds, women that are really playing significant role in the community, and that's what we really do as women. And one of the key, I'll say, aim of the Women Summit is bringing women together, especially women from the African Caribbean migrant community, to be able to strive and thrive, try very well within the community which we have found ourselves. We talk a lot about diversity and integration, but there has to be enough diversity and integration within ourselves as well as a community, because we have a different challenge and we have to learn how to tackle those challenges, especially coming together as women. I say when a woman comes together, we can move mountains, we can move heavens, and that is what it is. I'll quickly tell a joke. I read something that talks about was saying to her that this is kind of a joke somebody sent to me, say that if a man doesn't take out, if a man has a woman and you don't take your woman out, that you should go and ask Adam. When Adam left Eve, refused to, that the Satan came to take Eve out. And the funny thing about it was that when Eve went out, he brought a souvenir, something gift to give to Adam. So in the sense is that he was trying to say that women are very resourceful in their own ways. That women are so resourceful in every way, whichever way we find ourselves, either good or bad, whichever way you see it. We're very resourceful in figuring out how to make the best out of every situation that we find ourselves. So I'm hoping that today, as we come together to celebrate ourselves and to see how we can build a very strong network, because when we're three women here, if each of us put 100% into each other's life, if I invest 100% into faith life or into your life, to say, if we all invest into each other's life, then each of us will blossom, totally blossom. But what I've seen among us as women, and you guys can make that contribution in your conversation, is that we talk a lot about empowerment, but do we really empower ourselves? Can somebody take on that question? Do we really sincerely empower ourselves? Because I feel we just do the talk, but we don't really put an action to back up that talk. Who wants to take that question?
It's funny actually, because one of our mission in the company is really to empower and accelerate. So it doesn't matter whether it's a male or a female, it's really about empowerment. But what we notice over time, me personally, I have seen women stepping up. Women are starting to step up. Women are starting to get more empowered when it comes to jobs, when it comes to businesses. But I think we haven't reached really that point where we can really say, we are really really empowered, because I think women still has that thing that they step back when there's that intimidation that I'm a woman. So I think that's where people should start looking at it. And me being the CEO and my partner, my husband, being the COO, so I'm actually above in the business. And I think people need to realize that if you're in the business as husband and wife and you're the woman, it doesn't change it doesn't have to change the dynamics of the home.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have to change, because me, I am the one who really brings the business, but I wouldn't have done it, of course, without his support. But it doesn't change the dynamics that when we get home, he is the
Easy
husband.
husband.
Yeah, yeah. But when it's in work, when it's in the business, I am the boss.
Yeah.
I am the more empowered person. So I think that's just how I see it.
Yeah, and I think based on that, it's more about how you see the definition of your role at work and his own definition of his role at work.
Yeah.
And then his definition of his role at home as the husband and the father and the head of the house. And I know a lot of people sometimes like, oh, it's not the head. No, I think people really forgot that in every establishment in life, in any place whereby there's more than one or two people, somebody has to be in charge.
Yeah.
So, because that's the only way the it can flourish. When you are in a boat, there has to be a captain. Without a captain, there has to be somebody. And I think naturally, nature itself, and that's why God has put the man that in a home, the man beats the head. But in the business, and you said it right, you have different role you're playing, and women have to understand how to manage that role, that there's no conflicts when it comes to, especially when you see husband and wife working together or building a business together, or sometimes they work in an establishment together. So I'm hoping that we are getting that message out to women out there. But what I understand that we need to keep empowering ourselves as women. But I think my challenge is that we as women are empowered. We are educating ourselves. We're taking on roles. We're standing out in the community. But are we as women? And that is what I really want to. I think that I found as a challenge. Are we as women empowering each other? Because yes, as a woman, as an individual, we empower ourselves through our education, through our engagement in the community, through the way we manage our homes. But do we empower each other? And I think that is the focus of our network, to empower each other, to support each other. So what you are doing, I support you. What Faith is doing, I support. What I'm doing, you all come together. If we all support and stand with each other at every point in time, we are going to flourish more, because I can share my experience with you as a woman, and you can share your experience with me. So I'll get Faith to tell us, what do you think about that role itself?
Maybe the environments are totally different because this is Africa and we're talking of Ireland. But in Kenya, you find that we have a lot of communism, like communal engagements as women. So you'll find that
On Facebook, you can see
we do a lot of sharing, we do a lot of talking to each other and to one another. We do a lot of supporting one another. We have some things that we call chamas in Kenya, where women come together and they do maybe some microfinance, where they do table banking and they contribute and they build one another. Those are some of the structures that we have in the country, and even in our social systems that work together. Then at community level, when there is something that needs to be done, I will definitely call a few of my girlfriends and tell them, hey, I have this thing that I'm doing. Can you come in and support me? So you'll find that, yes, women have a way of empowering one another. It's only that we do not define it as empowerment. Two, we empower ourselves individually. But then there is also the notion of power play among women. There are those who want, no, it's true. There are those who want to be seen as though they're doing better than the others, which is maybe part of personality, or it could be maybe just the person that they want to be seen as. It's part of them that they want to be seen as, I am doing better than everyone else. Now, that is a very hard person to empower others. So my thinking is that, yes, we do have levels of empowerment depending on where we are at. We also have different organizations that, like we can have the CEO women-led CEOs, or women caucus, or we can have the executive women forums. Like in Kenya, I know we have such. So, and these are forums that helps women to share their experiences and support one another in the process of engagements. So you realize that even at that level, people still empower each other and they support one another. So yeah, it happens, but it just depends on where are we. I don't know what happens. Yeah, I don't know, like geographically, because geographically.
And there's something you said there that I really quickly picked on was, the way we love to outshine each other. Even when we say we are together, there's that kind of a conflict of like, oh, I want to outshine you, or I want to be seen more than you, or I'm more beauty. There's this idea of beauty itself. And there's so many other ways that we want to outshine each other, even when we talk about our love lives, our relationship, all those kind of things. Before I go into some of the questions that I've sent to you guys, I'm going to get each of you to just tell us a little bit more. And I know you've done that through your introduction, but how can women out there engage with what you're doing? So, for example, to say you are into business, tell us how can other women out there watching us, how can they engage with you in what you're doing? And Faith, I know you're doing so much. I loved what you're doing, because the area you are is a niche whereby they need attention. And as you know, as mothers, we all have children, boys and girls. And the importance of nurturing our men, because these are the men that goes out there to become men, to become husbands, to become in relationship. And if we nurture them well, they are the men that goes out there to become the head of states, to become this. So if we nurture them very well, we will have a good community. So I'd like you to say more about how people can engage with you on what you're doing. So this time around, I'll let you go first, and then I'll get to say to go first. And be very brief because of our time. How do you want people to engage with what you're doing? Tell us how they can link with you on Facebook and all those kind of things. Yeah.
Lovely. I am on Twitter and I'm also on Facebook. I also have a web page. The web page is at www.thrivingcommunitiesafrica.org. The Thriving Communities Africa page, the Thriving Families page is currently under reconstruction, so it is not operational, but you can get us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Thriving Families Kenya. We have a Twitter, T Families KE, a Twitter account. We also have TC Africa.org, at TC Africa.org. That goes for Facebook and also for Twitter. And how you can engage with us, we offer counseling services. We can be able to offer counseling services under Thriving Families Kenya. When we come to engaging with men and boys, we are looking for support from wherever we can get, so that we can be able to reach out to more men at community level and the boy child even in the schools, for us to be able to impact their lives in a positive way. We believe that the boy that we have today, as Som has said, is the man tomorrow. He's the leader tomorrow. He's your in-law tomorrow. So we have to empower him and equip him accordingly, so that he becomes the right kind of person that is going to be a good match for your daughters. So yeah, that is how you can engage with us. And also, for every mother, train your son to be confident. Allow him to express, allow him to be the best version of himself in your home environment. I think that is the biggest way that you can support me.
Oh, thank you very much. So just tell us about this wonderful business that you're doing. How can women out there engage? Because when I started the conversation with you, I talked about the role women play in the house, how important our role is. And one of the key things that makes us women is to have an income. It's not good enough for us to have a husband that brings all the income. But what really completes you as a woman, as a mother in the house, is to have a source of income that makes you as a person and allows you to support your home and your kids. So how can women engage in this business that you're doing, and how can they thrive working with you as a woman building other women?
Yeah. You can actually reach us also. We have a Facebook page, we have a Facebook, we have YouTube as well. So the company name is Exquisite Eagle Limited. And as a woman, I think the biggest part about this business is the fact that this is about food. This is about health. This is about nutrition. And as women, as mothers, it is our responsibility to take care of our children. And that goes with what you prepare at home, what food you serve on the table. And so this is such a big deal for me as a woman, because I'm not just only in direct sales selling this healthy cooking system, it's also about engaging to the woman of the house, which is the mothers, the wives. So and we help thrive people and even the women, because you can become your own CEO, you can become your own boss, just like me. A lot of people would say, well, how, Solm, you asked me earlier, that's a big deal to leave my profession behind and do this. And the reason why I did this is because for my family. And as women, we're big into we're big into giving what we can give for our family. So you can empower me by supporting us, in this business where we talk about health and nutrition, and we provide really good food and health to the family. So
Yes.
that's just a little bit. I don't want to kind of spoil too much because
No, that
we have
it's just keep
tomorrow.
giving a talking, and the talking can flourish when people just still. There was a question that I asked there. Is that in the question box there? I said, "How do we build leadership among ourselves as women?" And I think, based just to start up that conversation with yourself, and based on what we've just said that now, how do we develop leadership among ourselves as women, which is a critical thing that we need to do.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
How do we build leaders? Leaders
leadership,
are not
because
just.
you will be seen as a leader now. You're
Mm,
leading in your own role. So how
yeah.
do we build those leadership? Strengthen other women to be in those leadership roles.
I think the best part of being a leader is by driving the people behind you, leading in front. You know, People, just like kids follow what mothers do. So the same thing with me in the business. Whatever I do, they see me as doing it, so they want to copy it. They want to do that as well. So building leaders, especially women, we need to be strong also, and show people that we can do things our way as well, in our own different way. And I say different because men has a different approach.
Yeah.
You have to remember, women, we have emotions, we're heart. We are really big into the heart. And in this business, it's a lot about the heart, because it's about taking care of people,
Yeah.
taking care of the people in the business.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you think, Faith, when we talk about women has a heart? I think we
Well,
do. We put it in everything we do. We put it in every aspect of our life. We just can't
oh
help
yeah, oh yeah. One of the things that have made me stand out, and also given me pathways even to government and establishment of male engagement, institutionalization of male engagement in our own government, is running with my agenda as a very passionate person. Because women, we have passion, and men, they lack in something, the emotion parts. so,
it.
we need to understand, I think, for you to become a leader as a woman, you need to understand that, number one, you're already a leader by virtue of being a mother. Someone is already looking up to you. So you don't have to look at yourself and wonder, am I really a leader? Already you are one. Number two, you're also a leader in your community or in your environment, wherever you are. Someone is looking up to you. A young lady is looking up to you. A young man in your community is looking up to you. A girl is looking up to you because maybe she likes the way you dress, or she likes the way you talk, or she's just attracted to you, or maybe even in your Christian environment, no, in your religious environment and all that. Whatever environment you're in, there is some level of leadership that we exemplify, knowingly or unknowingly. Then the other thing, and that is a mindset, ideology that we have to inculcate in our lives, that as long as you're an adult and you're going somewhere, you're already a leader. Two, building ourselves, trying to understand, what am I good at? Because when you become good at something, you automatically become a leader in that particular area.
Yeah.
So grow that area that you feel that makes your heart beat, that area that you're passionate about. I love the way Dulce is very passionate about nutrition. She's already a leader in that.
Yeah.
And she can combine it even with her background of nursing. So you realize that at the end of the day, we have to look at, what are these values that we have, build on ourselves in that particular area, and position ourselves wherever we have an opportunity to speak about what we believe in and what we are passionate about.
Yeah, that's
Back to you.
that is that is excellent way of figuring out how to round up today. And I'm so delighted that we have this brief time to chat. I would love you guys to summarize what this is all about. So today it's about our Women Summit, and the Women Summit is a network that brings leaders, women from all different background, but with specific, like we bring women within the African Caribbean migrants community. Now, when we say migrant, the Eastern European, the Asian, people within that ethnicity community to come together as women, so that we're minority within a large environment, but we want to shine. And I so much believe that the only way we can shine is when we come together very strongly and stand with each other. If we identify the fact that we're minority within an environment that we are in, within this community, and we can bring ourselves together and strengthen each other and build a very solid network. And that is why this summit is all about building our network. Even if it's just one or two of us, we're three here today. If we continue to support each other, and that is one of the great thing about myself meeting Faith. And since we've met, either through comments on Facebook to see what she's doing, just to put a comment to say you're doing well, just that will boost, because you really don't know how far that goes sometimes when you don't know how people are, what stage they are. Now, at this summit, I was, deliberating on it, and I'm still deliberating on it up till this moment that I'm talking to you. And then I called someone, and then she said, "Oh, even if it is just me alone that is there, you should go ahead." And then I'm like, okay. So, I was just like, okay, you know, then I sat back to myself. I was like, okay, that's a good encouragement. So I'm hoping that as we all live here today, and that is what I want to achieve with this idea of this women summit, bringing it together, it's about, let us always be a point of encouragement to one another. Let us allow each other to thrive. And it is not only when you put money in my pocket, even if it is just a word of a positive word, you can speak into people's life. That word goes a long way. When we started this summit in 2018, and I traveled. I wanted to go back to UK to work. I wanted to relocate. So I was teaching there for a short time, and then I came back home. I came back home purposely for this summit, because I've already fixed the summit, but then I was thinking, should I relocate? So I went, trying to search and see what is going to happen. And then I came back home to say, okay, let's come and do the summit. It was a face-to-face summit. We did it in Cavan, come to Cavan here in Ireland. And I discovered something in that summit on that day, that I thought I was doing it for other people. Then I realized I was actually doing it for myself, because what I was going to travel away to look for, I got an information from one of the speakers that I actually invited, that, oh, this is opening up here in Ireland. I just tap into that. So I said it at the summit. I thought I was actually doing this for everyone. But it seems as if I was actually speaking to myself. And I pick on that information and I worked on it. And it allows me to be where I am in that feed today. So what I'm saying is that our coming together is a blessing, not just for myself, not just for the women out there that we think we are blessing with our words and with our encouragement, but to each one of us. I hope and I believe, because that's the whole idea about this summit, is that each of us will become a blessing to one another, and that what this coming together will inspire us to do more. So I want us to have a round up closing award, and I'll start with you, Delise. To say what do you want us to take home, and what can we give to people out there to allow us to continue building our network as women.
I think in this business, in the business where I am, women is very, very important. And the help that I would be needing and looking for in the network business really obviously is sharing to people what we do, and sharing to people what the product can do as well. but at the same time also, building each other up, as what you said. It's very important to see women leaders stepping up, and I'm so happy. I'm blessed that I'm in this position, that I'm able to share my journey to other women else out there as well, that in time they can also say, well, if she has done that, I can do that too.
Yeah, yeah,
So I love sharing. It's not just about, I love sharing the gospel, but of course I love sharing our journey as well, my journey as well in this business, because I would love to see more women who are leaders, and more women who owns their own businesses, more women who becomes entrepreneurs as well. So
yeah.
that's me.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's one thing that I don't shy away from, is about sharing my faith, because my faith is what gives me that solid foundation of who I am. So don't
Amen.
I'm never shy to share that at any opportunity that I have. And I'm looking at your behind your at the background there that says we change life, and I think that is what the three of us stands for. We change
Yes.
life. And I hope that today our words is going to change people's lives. So go ahead, Faith. Tell us our take home.
Thank you. Our take home is fix my crown, I fix your crown. And this is purely the support that we give to one another as women. We are all queens in our own making, and God made us as queens and placed us in this world as leaders, as great people in the world, and with different passions, different purposes, and we are created differently. So when you help me fixing my crown. And fixing my crown can be what we do with some, where I like her posts and she likes my posts. That is simply fixing a crown. And she's making me look better. She's making me look beautiful. And sometimes you just need to give someone that small push for her to get to where she has to go. And it is not about competition when we understand this, when we understand that we are part of the net and we all have a space to fix the net and to fix that knot, then we do it very well. When we understand that we are all stars in the sky and there is a space for every star in the sky to shine, then we are going to enable every star to shine around us. So God bless you, and let's do it. Fix my
Thank
crown, I
you
fix
so
yours.
much. I'm so delighted. And thank each one of you, because I called you at a very short time. You answer, you respond, and we're able to do this this afternoon to come together and reach out to other women out there. It's a joy. We're changing life. That is something that I'm taking home from here. And I know that all along that part of what we do, no matter how small it is to change somebody's life. um and it's so unique the way you talked about fixing crown, talking about us being queen. I was thinking of what Deborah did in the Bible as a queen, that it saved the life of a whole city. And that's how powerful we are as women. I started with conversation saying that as women we can move mountains. And I'm hoping that we will continue to move the mountains in the life of each one of us. The challenges that any of us might have, come together and get that to do. There was a lot I wanted us to talk about our life, our relationship, the role we all play, in the community. And, you were talking there, to say about how we use our hearts, how we fall in love with in everything we do. We do it passionately with everything we have. So, and that passion has come true in both of you coming to join us this afternoon to celebrate the Women's Summit virtually, and to be able to reach out to people to join us. So thanks so much. Just hold on there. Again, guys, it's a delight. I'm always delighted when I have an opportunity to talk with great minds. So today I've talked with two great minds, and to say to all of you, it will be great to see you at our Women's Summit tomorrow. I think we might still be going ahead to do that. So it's going to be in King House and Boyle. We're hoping to come together to showcase the skills that we have within our community, in terms of our community role, our businesses, our personal lives, how we develop each other, and just to celebrate, rejoice, and relax and enjoy each other's company. So we're looking forward to you. If you need more information, you can inbox us on our Facebook page. You can go into our website. You can go on our Twitter page. You can go on our YouTube page. You can send us messages with this. If you watch this, you can ask us any information and we can reach out to you. So again, just to say thank you to the ladies that have joined me. It was a delight to have you guys in the house. And thanks to everyone that is watching us.